Good afternoon to all my wonderful viewers out there. Welcome back to another episode of Streetwear Talk, where we talk about the latest streetwear releases, streetwear collections, and just streetwear in general. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something a little bit different. It is streetwear related, but it's not to do with an upcoming collection or anything like that. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 brands that I am not looking to pick up from in 2020. Whoa, I know Daniel's gonna flame some brands all of a sudden. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. So my main reason for making this video is not to flame brands. It's not to put brands on top of a torch and just set them alight. You know, that's not the aim of this video. This video was inspired by me just buying different brands over the years that I've enjoyed, you know, collecting clothing and sneakers and everything like that. And just now in 2020, just formulating a list of brands that I think are just a little bit too overpriced in the retail pricing, by the way, not the resale, but in the retail pricing for the quality that they give. That's the aim of this video, really just to showcase to you brands that I think that the retail price is a little bit too high and that I won't be copying from. Because of that, I would still buy those brands, but I wouldn't buy them from the retail stores. I would most likely buy them from someone selling them secondhand. So yeah, as I said, it's not here to absolutely talk trash about these brands or anything like that. It's kind of just to inform you guys and make you think about brands that I bring up in this video, and if they are actually really worth the price that they say they're worth. And who knows, you might actually have some of these said brands. I mean, they're not obscure brands that nobody knows about. I will be discussing brands that a lot of people know about, but yeah, again, this isn't to light them up. It's just to shed light on what I think is a little bit too overpriced, and that is the reason why I'm not looking to pick it up in 2020 and probably beyond. Now, if you guys want me to do more videos styled like this, where I talk about brands and what my thoughts are on them and things like that, just leave a big old like on this video, comment in the comment section down below, and subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to hit 2,500 subs by the end of June. Those will be some good indicators about, you know, if I should do more videos like this or not. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll start off with brand number 5, and I'll discuss to you my reasonings on why I don't reckon I'll be picking up this brand from in 2020 and beyond. So to start it off at number 5, and just to let you guys know, this isn't like a top 5. It's not like the 5th one is the worst one and number 1 is the worst brand that I'm not looking to pick up in 2020. Remember, these aren't necessarily bad brands. They're just kind of overpriced brands and not very good quality, in my opinion, that I'm not looking to pick up in 2020. So number 5 is gonna be Travis Scott's artist merch, and I'm justifying this as its own brand because he releases so much of this stuff all the time. It's really mass produced, and I'll dive into it. So we all know who Travis Scott is. The kids love him. He did a Fortnite concert recently. He's a huge artist with amazing albums, really good psychedelic music. It's just really good. It's really good. The thing that I don't like about it though is, for such a huge figure, for someone who obviously makes a lot of money, who obviously has a huge fan base, heaps of connections, the merch that he makes, I would say, is not worth the retail or even resale price. Now, why is that? Well, it's nothing against the design. I mean, for an example here, I have the Astro World hoodie with the from the 2018 Gov Bowl performance that says "Wish You Were Here." It's quite comfortable. It's not too bad. There's nothing hugely wrong with this hoodie here. The thing is, though, the retail price for these hoodies was, God, I want to say like low hundreds, maybe below 100 something USD, something like that. It was definitely over 100 Australian dollars. And for some reason, these hoodies have massive resale value as well, which I think is absolutely wild. The hoodies, they're not the worst hoodies in the world. The only problem is that for the retail price that they're asking for, these hoodies are printed on and embroidered on. If I can just find the tag here, it'll be hidden somewhere in here. Or maybe mine didn't actually come with the tag, but I know a lot of them are printed on them. Ah, no, there it is. Okay, so if you can just see it, I'll try and put it close to the camera. It has independent I written on it. That's not going to focus on it, but it has independent I on it. And you're probably like, Daniel, what the hell does that mean? Why did you just show us a tag? Well, Independent is a brand that makes blank hoodies, tees, probably a lot of other stuff as well. I just know them for their hoodies and tees. Independent makes these blank hoodies and blank tees at a very affordable and reasonable price. I think you can buy them for like less than $5 or around $10 from not independent store directly, but from stores that stock independent hoodies if you're looking to like print on them and stuff like that. They're incredibly cheap. Now, my problem is that this this Astro World hoodie and a lot of his other merch hoodies, they're all printed on independent hoodies. Hoodies that I can go to my local print shop and pay $10, maybe $15 to actually get. And I could literally pay that printing store probably an extra $10, maybe probably even less, to get the exact design that Travis Scott has done for it printed on it. Now, this makes it feel incredibly not unique. It feels like I could literally go to any print store and get it done. That's the whole downside to it. It's so easy to fake because literally anyone can go to a print store, buy independent blank hoodies, and then make Astro World hoodies. That's why you see so many fake Astro World hoodies, because they're so easy to make. And for someone at such a high status and that earns so much money, it kind of feels kind of cheap and kind of played out to just pick such a cheap and blank hoodie to choose to print on. I kind of feel like at his level of fame and at his status, he would have connections to places that, print on better hoodies, make better quality hoodies, and I kind of feel like it's a really missed opportunity and a really expensive oversell asking for the retail price that he does on a lot of his hoodies when he drops them. And that's why I wouldn't be looking to pick one up from retail. If someone was selling like an Astro World hoodie or just Travis Scott merch for like half the retail price, maybe I would consider picking it up. But it's that high retail price and that even more ridiculous resale price that just completely turns me off on Travis Scott hoodies. They're all just printed on independent blank hoodies, and I could literally just go make my own for like $15 at my local print shop. I would just be like, hey, can you get me an independent hoodie? Can you print "Wish You Were Here" on the back of it and embroider this design on the front of it? They could literally do it for less than $20, and it would be the exact same quality, the exact same build of an official Travis Scott hoodie. And I'm just kind of really let down by that. I feel like he should do a lot better. He should do a lot better. I can't speak on his latest merch. I don't have any of his latest merch because I'm just not looking to pick any of it up. It's just a waste of money to spend like more than $50 on an Astro World hoodie because it really only cost like $20 to make, and they do feel pretty cheap in comparison to hoodies that are around that price range from different brands. And that's why at number 5, I'm gonna put Travis Scott's merch or Travis Scott's brand as the 5th brand that I will not be looking to pick up from in 2020. Sorry I went on about Travis Scott's one there, but I needed to explain independent hoodies and stuff like that for you guys. And it actually helps the next couple brands that we talk about because it's a similar situation. So for the 4th brand that I'm not looking to pick up from in 2020, it's gonna be one of my favorite 90s skating brands, Thrasher. This is the Thrasher Godzilla hoodie that I picked up and unboxed on the channel, actually. It's actually one of my most unboxed, one of my most watched unboxing videos. It's the actual quality of the hoodie. It's not bad, but it's not good at the same time. The issue is that I'm gonna say the cotton fleece on the inside of the hoodie is, it feels really cheap, and it also frays and stays on top of your white shirts when you wear it. So if I was to put this hoodie on and I'm wearing a white shirt underneath this Supreme hoodie, the red cotton on the actual hoodie here would stick and stay on top of my white shirt. And that's, to me, that's just a really good indicator that they're using cheap cotton fleece on the actual hoodie. Now, Thrasher doesn't have their own production company to make their own hoodies. They don't have a Thrasher, factory in China or whatever. They pay a certain company that we were just talking about. As you can see, another independent eye. It's another independent hoodie. Now, in all honesty, not all independent hoodies are bad. There are some more expensive independent hoodie blanks that you can buy from independent, and they're like $30 each. Those are the high quality ones. Unfortunately, most brands that use independent hoodies, they buy the $10 ones. They don't buy the $30 ones. Now, nothing against Thrasher. Don't mind it as a brand. I love their logo, the collaborations that they do with their logos. The collaborations they do with brands and then they work with different logos is really cool. My only problem is that I can't justify the retail price of a Thrasher hoodie. It's like $100 and something. It shouldn't be $100 and something. It should honestly be around, I want to say $60. Most of the stuff that I own that is Thrasher, I have bought secondhand off someone off eBay, because the secondhand price is like $20, $10, $15. That is a very good price, but that is ideally what I would want to pay for a Thrasher hoodie or t-shirt, because as I mentioned with the Travis Scott merch, I can literally go down to my local print shop, say, hey, I want an independent hoodie, and can you just print the Thrasher logo on it for me? Thanks, man. Like, it's really easy to get Thrasher hoodies, and it just makes it feel, again, not that unique, not that great. But in saying that, I'll actually just quickly go get it. Thrasher does actually do some quality collaborations that I would pick up for the retail price. Now, this is what I'm talking about. So Thrasher collaborates with Supreme a lot. Now, Supreme obviously doesn't use independent blanks or Gildan blanks. Gildan is another company that does blank hoodies and blank t-shirts. Supreme doesn't go to them. Supreme, when they make their hoodies, they go to a Canadian company that does it, I think, exclusively for Supreme. So this is a Thrasher collaboration with Supreme, their 2017 Oh My God, My Boyfriend Can't Skate hoodie. This was my first ever Supreme piece. And as you can see, when I find the actual tags on the inside of the hoodie, there we go. Oh, well, it's very, very hard to see there, but I'll post a picture of it probably from my phone, but it has a Supreme tag on it, right? Which means it's done on a Supreme hoodie. These are the Thrasher hoodies that I would spend the retail price on, even the resale price on. Why? Because Supreme quality hoodies are way better than independent hoodies, and independent hoodies are the hoodies that Thrasher prints on. So I wouldn't pick up Thrasher just because it's done on cheap hoodies. I would pick them up on eBay and Grailed if they were like $40 though. So that's why they're going at number 4. Now, at number 3, I actually sold off all of the pieces that I had from this brand, and it's a brand that we regularly cover on the channel, and I will continue to cover on the channel because a lot of you guys really like the brand. At number 3, it's going to be Antisocial Social Club. So the Antisocial Social Club hoodies, tees, and I would assume some of the jackets, but I'm unsure about the jackets because I've never worn an Antisocial Social Club jacket. The tees and the hoodies are all printed on independent hoodies as well. So the $10, $15 hoodies that I can go down to a print shop and buy. So again, I could go down to a print shop and I could buy a independent hoodie and tell them, hey, can you print the Antisocial Social Club logo on the back and on the left breast for me? They would do it. I would technically have an Antisocial Social Club hoodie for like 15 to 20 bucks. I wouldn't have to pay the above 110 Australian dollars retail price. It's usually around 150 because they put on $40 Australian shipping as well for the hoodie. Like $150 versus $20 down at a print shop. I just can't justify it. That's a $130 gap if I wanted to buy an authentic Antisocial Social Club hoodie, or if I wanted to make one myself for 20 bucks. I just can't justify it. I would maybe consider buying an Antisocial Social Club hoodie if it was on eBay or something like that, but I would only ever pay like $30, maybe $40. It wouldn't be a lot. Again, I'm not here to beat up the brand, but it's just I'm just here to talk about the brands that I wouldn't be looking to pick up because their retail price is way too high for the quality, and I also wanted to discuss the quality. So at number 3, it's gonna go to Antisocial Social Club, because they just print on really cheap hoodies. It's really cheaply made. It had, again, any of these brands that I've mentioned so far have potential to completely change, but because they sell out, because they do really well, I can't see that happening anytime soon. So the next brand at number 2 might actually come at a bit of a shock for you. So the second brand that I'm about to mention, back in the day, 80s, 90s, they released amazing quality and pieces of clothing. They were really, really good. They were a good priced brand back then, and they were just really good quality. Now, as they have become more mainstream, become, you know, more popular in the spotlight, the quality has actually gone down instead of up for this said brand. And the brand that I'm going to be talking about at number 2 is going to be Guess. Guess, it's a tough one, because I have to generalize across all Guess products when I'm saying this. So this is I'll just start with this piece here. This Guess sweater I bought maybe about a year ago at a retail price. It is printed on what looks like an EAC blank. I don't know EAC, and it's all right. It's way better than an independent hoodie. It's definitely of higher quality, but the price that they asked for this sweater is just a little bit too high. Again, they also released their striped Guess shirts as well, and I have one of those in the closet as well, and those are very overpriced in my opinion as well for the quality that they ask for. Now, how I know that Guess was really good back in the day is I went shopping at on an online store called Throwback Vault. Really good vintage place, really good vintage store, and I bought this 80s Guess leather jacket, and made in Korea, custom Guess buttons, amazing retro font on the back. This thing weighs like about 3 kilos. Like, it is it's a hefty piece. I feel it in my shoulder when I'm lifting it up. This is a heavy piece made in Korea. This amazing satin lining on the inside. This is incredibly thick, incredibly heavy, incredibly durable. It is an amazing piece, and they just don't make these anymore. How do I know that? In my wardrobe, I have another Guess leather jacket that I bought probably about a year or 2 ago, and it just doesn't even come close. The stitching isn't very good on it. The leather is tough and it smells really bad. It's just a horrible jacket. It's a horrible jacket, and it really gave me perspective on how Guess has changed over the decades. As I said, you buy a Guess piece from the 80s or 90s, they are super solid. Absolutely love them. Modern day Guess though, I can't do it, man. So I can't buy Guess at a retail price in 2020. It's just way too much. If I was to buy Guess, vintage all day, every day. Vintage Guess, way better than modern day Guess. And I just thought I'd let you guys know about that in this video, because it's definitely a brand that I would not look to pick up from their retail store. I'd be looking at eBay for people selling it secondhand, or I would just go for vintage Guess pieces like that leather jacket, because if the standard of Guess quality was like that in the 80s or 90s for their leather jackets, man, I'm gonna go hunting for Guess leather jackets in the 80s and 90s, because that's an insane piece. I've only ever seen like a couple images of it on the internet, so it's really rare. Absolutely love it. I wish they went back to that level of quality and not the modern day quality that Guess has. So that's why it's going at number 2. Too expensive for the price they offer. You're better going for a vintage one if you really want some Guess branded apparel. Now at number one, it's going to be a brand that I only own one piece of, and I only own a collaborative piece by them and not a mainline piece of them. Why don't I own a mainline piece from the brand? Because it's so goddamn expensive, man. The brand that I'm going to be talking about, an iconic one that probably a lot of you guys know and love, it is VLine. It is VLine. I bought this. This is the Juice WRLD collaboration. I think it is literally my most watched video on the channel. I unboxed this on the channel. Yeah, so this piece here cost me 100 USD. plus shipping. I can't remember what the shipping was. It took, I think it was around 6 months for it to arrive. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I think I expressed that in the unboxing video, if I remember correctly. It was such a long time ago. I bought it in March of that year, and it arrived towards the end of the year. It was definitely like the 8th month or the 9th month that it actually arrived. Absolutely crazy to think about. Now, when I got the hoodie, super comfy. I liked the overall silhouette of the hoodie. No drawstrings. Made it seem a lot more formal than a lot of other hoodies are with drawstrings and stuff like that. The one issue that I had though, the fleece on the inside got stuck on my white t-shirts. And I'm just trying to find it to see if it got rid of it. I might have washed it a few times, so it might have went away. The actual tag oh my god, okay, yeah, the actual tag here had a bunch of like glue on it here, and it would like stick to my back when I would wear it. It was the most uncomfortable experience once I wore it a couple times. It was just not that great for the 100 USD that I paid for it, and the like 6 months production time. Like, that's almost Antisocial Social Club spec when it comes to the production time. Now, again though, this is me critiquing a collaboration piece, a piece in collaboration with Juice WRLD. I don't know what mainline vlone's going to be like, but mainline vlone is ridiculously overpriced. Mainline vlone can go from 300 USD up to like 550 USD for a hoodie, and I just, like, it's not even like broke boy hours. It's just like, that's incredibly like insane. Ask for an asking price at the retail price for a hoodie that may not even be worth that. Honestly, it's absolutely crazy, and that's why it's been put at number 1. Not because it's worse than any of the other brands that I've talked about in today's channel. It's just that it's the biggest asking price to the quality that you get. I was having a discussion with someone on Instagram recently. They had received their VLone pickup from that VLone pandemic capsule that we covered on the channel recently, and they gave me an honest review in the Instagram DMs, and he said, you know what, this is my first VLone piece. I own Supreme hoodies, and I'm gonna give this VLone piece probably around a 6 out of 10. And I would agree with him. VLone hoodies out of 10, probably about a 6. If I'm feeling generous, maybe a 7. They could be a lot better. Or what they could do is lower the asking price. That's the whole thing. All of these brands that I mentioned today, if they lowered the asking price, they would be a lot better brands, in my opinion. The retail price for all these brands is just way too high for the quality that they deliver. And I wanted to talk about that on the channel today with you guys, just in case any of you guys were ever considering picking up any of these brands. If you are going to pick up those brands, honestly go for it, but please do it with the idea in mind that they're not going to be the best quality pieces, and that also it's much better to buy them secondhand. 1, because it's generally cheaper than buying it from retail, and 2, it's really just not worth the money. It really just comes down to money, doesn't it? It's just number 1. It's just reason 1. They're just too expensive. They're too expensive for the price that they ask for, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So those are the 5 brands that I consider are just too overpriced for the quality that they give, and they're the brands that I'm not going to be picking up from for retail anyway in 2020. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions though, guys. Do you agree with any of the brands that I've mentioned? Do you disagree with any of the brands that I've mentioned? I want to have a discussion in that comment section below. So let me know all your thoughts and opinions on the 5 brands that I've mentioned, and also just anything that I've said about the brands in that comment section below. And that's all I've really got to say, guys. That's 5 brands that I'm not going to be picking up from at a retail price. I would only pick them up at secondhand or cheaper, and they're my reasons why. It's really all just coming down to the quality for the retail price. I wanted to have this discussion with you guys. I can potentially do an opposite video where it's 5 brands that I would buy for the retail price, but I probably only have about 3. Oh no, actually I could do it. They wouldn't be hoodie related though. but they would be like, yeah, I could do it. If you guys wanted me to do it, I could definitely do it for you. But I just wanted to bring up 5 brands. There are many other brands that I would bring up as well, but those are just 5 iconic ones that come to mind that I think needed to be mentioned on YouTube. Again though, give me your thoughts and opinions. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know everything you've got to say down in that comment section below. And if you like this type of video, if you want me to do more videos like this, don't forget to leave a big old like on this video, a comment in the comment section down below, and a subscribe to the channel, as we are trying to aim for 2,500 subs by the end of June. Share the video around with your mates, and hopefully we can hit that. But that's all I really have to say, guys. That is 5 brands that I'm not going to be picking up from in 2020 at the retail price. Remember, that's the big thing. At the retail price. You give it to me at 75% off? Maybe. But yes, that's everything I got to say about those 5 brands. So until the next streetwear video, until the next sneaker talk video, until the next unboxing video, guys, I'll catch you later.